Am I only the one who thinks that we live in a simulation? I mean, I don't think like we live in someone's simulation. I mean, we might, I don't know, but at least to me it feels we are collectively creating this simulation for ourselves. Each one of individual creating its own simulation, and at the same time simultaneously we're creating collective one as well. And it's all just a dream. And this concept is just it's not a joke to me anymore. I mean, before I was saying, yeah, of course life is just a dream, la la la, but it was more like a mental concept to me. And now it just becomes more and more real, that the world is actually unreal becomes more and more real. I'm looking at around and I literally see like the pixels moving. And before I was only seeing these things like in a very bright subjects like the sky or white ceiling, and now I see these pixels moving like everywhere. And the subjects are not subjects, they're not even there. I don't know how to explain. It just becomes way too weird. I feel goosebumps. The other day, yesterday, I was walking with my fiance's nephew, and this child, I see him as a little Buddha. He is 6 years old, and he's just pure joy. And he's the only child who's not actually interested in screens that I know. He doesn't want to be in a screen. He wants to do stuff around anyway. I'm not going to talk about him. He's an incredible child, and I feel so much love and so much joy from him, which is not a rare thing to feel from a child. And we're walking with him. He looks at me and says, "Do you know, I think life is a dream." I was like, I think so too. Life is a dream. Life is a dream. Okay, what am I supposed to do with this idea here? How can I put it in practical terms? My brain, my ego, my human avatar craves what am I supposed to do with this information? How am I supposed to apply this information? How am I supposed to make this dream the way I want to be? But the thing is, it just became so unreal to me, so not matter, that I don't even want to make it my way. I don't even before I had this exact ideas of the things I want in life and desires and things I want, and now there is still certain things just basic human stuff like house, family, animals around, sunshine every day, organic food, all these things. But I wouldn't call them desires. They're more like way of living I would like to eventually to come to, and they're not desires because I know I will be there anyway. I mean, what to desire, and I know I will not feel more happier and satisfied in life when I live in my own house and eat only organic food from my own garden. This satisfaction and peace only comes from within. So, I mean, those external things of the simulation of this dream is not matter anyway. But the question is, okay, if they don't matter, what matters, and why am I here, and what am I doing here? And okay, it's just a dream. I certainly don't feel like I want to wake up in somewhere, I don't know, not in a dream, like in Matrix, and I feel I am here. I'm supposed to learn something here as a human being, and I can't come up with any different lesson just by only realizing how we are all just part of God and love itself. Those synchronizations just became ridiculous. I see same numbers everywhere. Whatever I speak about or think about just comes in a form. There is another thing which I read in a book. I wanted to say I realized, but I didn't realize it myself. I read in a book. I'm currently reading this book, The Disappearance of the Universe. I'm enjoying so much. It's the first book for the last 5 years which I truly enjoy reading anyway. And it says there that God doesn't have a form. Everything that has a form, it's a symbol. So everything, every single subject, object in your life, it's a symbol of something. This is the way God communicates with you, through these symbols, and your mind just put in these projections as a certain things in your life. But if you look deeper to each of one of the subject or person, it's a symbol of something. For example, parents, it's a symbol of God, and your relationship with your parents basically reflects your relationship with God. Parents were literally God for you when you came into this world. Your mother was source of food and life, and your father was source of shelter and providing. I mean, in a classical way, but in a symbolic way, it is like this. And whatever your relationship is with God, is with parents. Now, this is how your relationship with God. And however you perceive your mother or father, this is how you perceive God. At least this is how I see this in my life and others' life. Of course, God talks to us in our own language. If I'm a rock star, it's gonna probably talk to me through lyrics of the rock songs. Like, if I'm interested in, I don't know, something else, it's gonna speak to me in different language. And depending on what kind of world I'm projecting with my mind, those symbols will be different. But you must see beyond that physical and mental form that appears in front of you. Because every single thing that appears in front of you, it's the projections of your mind, it's part of you, and you are part of God, and you are never separate from God, and all you're trying to do here is just to come back home. All you're trying to do here is just to come back home. Come back to God, to this. And I perceive God as a feeling, as this peaceful, blissful, joyful feeling on your heart. I'm sure you experience that. And it's just exhilarating. Your body is just like dissolving, and it's just nothing but pure bliss. There were some moments of my life like this, and I experienced those moments more and more often. But I guess this is actually what heaven means, when you're just in that state constantly. So heaven is actually here. It's not there. It's not when you die. It's here right now. It's available to you right now. You can just choose it by allowing by knowing that God never banished you from his garden, from his paradise, never, by knowing that you are loved son of God, as we all are, you're part of it. By the way, I talk so much about God. I never read the Bible. I know many metaphors from there because it's quite famous literature among people. but this language, I speak so much like God. Like I speak, my language became so religious in a human communication way, but I don't mean any of the religion when I say God. I just don't know how else I can express myself. I actually think lots of religions misunderstood and mislead over generations with the teachings in there, and I think that's religion is actually, it might be a path, I wouldn't say it's a path to God, it might be a stepping stone, but eventually what I kind of not agreeing with the religious, that's in every religion they put God or whoever this figure is in a pedestal, like it's somewhere like above people, like it's somewhere like higher and it's like greater and it's like bigger, but it's not. The God is like, he's a dude, he's amazing, joyful dude. I mean, he's just like you, and he wants to hug you, and I see him as like, he's not somewhere there, he's here, you know. And I think by doing this, like putting him somewhere there, we kind of separating ourselves from him. But we are not separate from him. We are part of him, which is amazing. And he's not fearful. He's not meant to evoke fear within you or make you feel shame for your sins. Oh, you're a bad son. No, the God is not like this. He cannot perceive you as bad or as good either. You are part, like, I don't know, it's still hard for me to kind of verbally express how I feel about God. But I feel lots of religious misunderstood what it actually means. And I don't know what's going on here, but the dream called life just becomes less and less real to me. I cannot help it. Like, where am I supposed to end up? What am I supposed to do with this? I have zero motivation in playing this Maya game, like going job, building a career, and even traveling around the countries became not so interesting to me anymore, because like God is anywhere. I don't need to go anywhere to seek for anything, because it's all here within me. But I'm still appreciating a lot your PayPal donations that you sending me. It helps me a lot in this Maya game, because that's my only job I decided to assign for myself, this YouTube channel. And and I'm still playing this Maya game, this dream, but it's becoming just like more and more interesting to balance between it's not real, it's real, to not take it too seriously, or to kind of operate here. I can sit here in front of the camera after I just meditated, and there is literally no troubles in my life because I created my life this way. And I can tell you, I'm not bothered, because there is literally no things in my life that can bother me. But when something happens, like something happens to the person I love or in my life, or I don't have enough money to pay something that I need to pay, I'm kind of again taking this game very seriously and start panicking and feeling fear, and this becomes, and this dream is not dream to me anymore. I mean, it's easy to sit in a room when you don't have problems and you have peaceful state of mind and saying that life is a dream, nothing bothers me, I have peace and joy and love in my heart. But the real thing, which is not real but still real thing, comes like, can you actually operate from that state when all these like Maya game circumstances consumes you? But I also think that it's kind of a reflection of what you have going on inside you. I mean, my life wouldn't be so troublous, without troubles, if I wouldn't come inside of myself to that kind of state. Because before I was having many things to solve, and now I don't have that much. And again, I'm not asking for any trouble here, okay? I'm really happy where I am. But yeah, I think it's a reflection, and God will send you as many troubles for you to realize that they are not real, just for you to find salvation somewhere else. Because by solving these endless problems that we all have as a modern people here in a society, by solving, they're just endless. You're never gonna find an answer. You're never gonna come to the point where you're like, okay, I'm done. Now my life is great and I can just relax. No, it's never gonna be that point. That point only comes within, when you just realizing, okay, I'm done with this bullshit. All these things, all these problems, they are not real. And somehow your life becomes in that way peaceful and without troubles. But it's a state that you come within. Yeah, so I have a question. Is am I the only one here who started feeling really weird about our reality, and am I only the one who this life just seemed a dream? I mean, literally, not just on the mental ideas where you just philosophically talks about things. No, like literally, when I have a conversation with someone and person just start talks about his or her problems and how the world is, la 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 la, I'm listening this, and I'm not perceiving as this person talks about something else. I'm only perceiving that this person just introducing me his own world and his own projection, and whatever he's talking about or how he talks about, that's just him purely. That's not the world he's talking about. That's just his mind. And I also feel connection to some of the ideas because we are also like a collective mind here. It's not just you an individual mind, you're part of collective mind here. And what I'm experiencing, that means what I'm experiencing right now, that I kind of feel like life is a dream. I'm sure many of you also do this. I'm sure many of you also experience world in such a way right now, because we are all super connected. Like what am I experiencing right now, probably you are experiencing exact the same way, exact same thoughts, and it's insane. It's insane, and it's so fun. It's so interesting and exciting. I'm not sure what to do with this, but I guess you just you're not supposed to know what to do with this. You just surrender and just like, okay, Okay, that's interesting. Like this. I cannot find better way to operate in life rather than just surrendering and observing and just like, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So far the best the best, less suffering, less resistant way that I found for myself. Yeah. Okay, that's it for today, and let me know if you also start experiencing life in a different, weird way. I would love to hear your thoughts and your realizations and your experiences about it. I love reading your comments. And thank you so much for being here. I love you.